I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Happy Sunday, and welcome everybody back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, saying, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on the American Dream. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday?
Peace, God. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Life has been pretty good to me. Not too bad actually, man. Just everything, man. Just when you farming, like as long as everything stay green and keep growing, like it's a good day. It don't be too much to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. How about you? What you got going on?
Absolutely, another beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Thankful to wake up and see the sun rise and be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, as always, like the God always say. And man, got a lot of done. Had a very positive and peaceful and productive week. Did some stuff around the yard and painted some things and changed out some things and got some stuff done in the house and did a little homes on home stuff. So
dope.
Sprucing up. I still got a lot more work to do though. We gotta pace ourselves. But yeah. Even found somebody in the community who be chefing it up, and went and supported, man. I'm barely on full right now.
Okay.
So shout out to them folks, them good folks, man. That was a good call, man. I ain't even, cause I'm very particular on eating other people's food.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried, but it was I spin again, I will spin again.
That's good.
Definitely. So
that's
we love stuff like that in the community. We love when the neighborhood begins to look more like a community,
Yeah.
Because I truly believe that we live in neighborhoods nowadays, because communities have order and structure, and it takes some time, but we get there. But meantime, in between time, everybody go ahead over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, Ali Dawood L. That's at www.bksoulfarm.com. Pick up your copy. One more again, link is in the description, y'all. And don't forget, subscribe, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Cigar Sundays on YouTube, and at DBCHEFTV, and enter your name in the hat to win $100. We do our giveaway every third Sunday of the month right here live on Cigar Sundays Live. So as long as you are not a private subscriber, as long as I can go into my YouTube account and I can see your name, that's where I pick the folks from. But we still encourage you to subscribe, and we appreciate that when you do. We just want to show our support for your support for what we do. And don't forget, we got merch, links in the description. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. We're going to still love you if you just smash that like. It's free. Please and thank you. We appreciate y'all. And let's go ahead and get into tonight's questions for the American Dream. So our first question of the evening: what do you think of when you hear the words the American Dream? Number 2, how do you think people should approach the American Dream as a goal in today's cultural and economic climate? 3, has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? 4, is the American dream more of a promise, idea, myth, or something in between? And 5th, last but never least, is the American dream bad, good, or misunderstood? And you know what you have to do to find out what the Cigarden panel thinks. You got to stick around, y'all. You gotta chop it up in the chat. Chop it up in the chat. Let us know. Exchange your insights. Rock out with us during the show. We include you. Trust me. We when you say something, we listen and we respond. So depending on where you're watching this, if you catching a replay, then drop that in the comment section and we're gonna still respond to you as well. We get into our first question and then we go and get the definition. We go to several places: Webster, Google, AI, Wikipedia. That's what we do here. So smash that like button, y'all. Appreciate everybody for joining us this evening. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this first question. What do you think of when you hear the words the American dream? The God Ali Dawood El at BK Soul Farm.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
What do I think of?
American dream.
Gotcha, bitch. Nah.
Zap. You've been zapped. You've been zapped.
All right, really and truly, I think of ideally, I think of two things. I think there are two models or two thought processes in my lifetime that I've experienced. I think the Little House on the Prairie concept.
Little House on the Prairie. Okay.
Not so much that basic, but the idea of doing what you need to do for yourself and your family, and you guys ensuring your safety and stability and sustainability, being the foundation and the focus, like that whole pioneering prairie mindset and what you needed to do in order to survive from day to day, right? And in order to be able to get a big belly and laugh with your grandchildren and your great grandchildren, like you had to like survive a lot, so you had to make it to thriving, right, in order to have generations and for you to see them, right? And you can only do that if somebody say me, I'm gonna be the one to secure the foundation. I'm gonna be the one to lay the cornerstone, right? Like I'm gonna be the one that's gonna to sacrifice, right? And I'm gonna get my enjoyment in the knowledge that what I'm doing is beneficial right now and a whole bunch of tomorrows to come, right? So that's the Little House on the Prairie concept in my mind, right? That, to me, that's that pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality, right? The second thought process we have is the MTV Cribs mentality. Fake it till you make it.
Ballin'.
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 You know, everybody Harlem shaking this shit, you know what I'm saying? All right. With MTV Cribs, you know, today people can say in 2026 that all those houses were rented. Today, we can say that. We can say that those cars and those and everything that we saw was all TV, right? We can say that today. But in that day and time, it 100% put up a lifestyle that looked attainable to some extent, right? It made folks dream for more, and that more look like that, right? Like that was like that was success, right? Which I'm not mad. Like a golf course on your crib, like that's not. I mean, I am mad at that because I would rather that be farmland instead of a golf course. But my point is for you
Preference.
to have
That's preference.
that's preference, right?
That's preference.
Right.
You know, because you can still have a little small little homestead garden in your back, as long as the HOA doesn't prevent gardening.
Oh my God.
No small farms, no fruit trees,
No fruit trees.
you know, no vegetable planting. Like, you know, you might run into that. I don't know.
It's gonna bring vermin and bugs, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think MTV style television and era made folks want. I think it made folks want more and dream bigger, right? And it helped. It helped the trick solidify, right? Like that whole what you say when I first think about it, when I say gotcha bitch, right, is a is a trick. The land of milk and honey, the streets that are paved with gold, is what I hear people are told from overseas that inspired them to come over here, right? And then when you put on a TV show, and then you drive through the places like Virginia or Atlanta or upstate, like just like upscale places where people got big homes and black folks, specifically black folks, are living affluently and not living below below the poverty line. Right.
Like where I live at.
You know what I'm saying?
Like where I live at. Yeah. You know, many mansions.
Many mansions.
Many mansions. You know, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms is many. Standard home is 2, 3 bedrooms. 4, 5, 6 mini mansions. 7 bedrooms or more is a mansion anywhere you go in the world, in America.
Hold on. You said 4 or 5 bedrooms is a mini mansion?
Yeah, God, that's a mini mansion. 4, 5 bedrooms, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, I live with a mini mansion.
Yeah, it's mini mansion.
I was not saying that.
Because 7 bedrooms or more is a mansion anywhere you go.
Word.
Think about it. Wherever you go, 7 bedrooms or more, because you're gonna have at least 4 bathrooms with a 7-bedroom house.
Hell yeah.
You know, so like that's a mansion.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why I be like, people don't even be realizing where they at in life. You know what I'm saying?
I did, because I
no, people don't even be realizing like they wins. You know what I'm saying?
I knew I was winning because I had a house and it wasn't an apartment, right? So I was like winning, right? But I ain't never think mini mansion. So
yeah,
like,
that's a mansion. Come on, it was like 20 of us, and we only had 3 bedrooms.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like that's dope, right? So yeah. So that's what I think, right? I think those 2 things. I think we got the Little House on the Prairie concept and the MTV Cribs concept, right? And somewhere between the two, there lies this thing of a white picket fence, with the 3 children and a dog, and with the wife that stayed home and she barefoot and pregnant, and the Mayberry song and
Talk about it,
the
guys.
ice cream truck and all that stuff, right?
Right. And the houses decorated with the Christmas lights and all that. That is the American dream.
And that's why I said somewhere between Little House on the Prairie and MTV Cribs, you got that, right? Because the reality is, like, you can decorate your house every season, no matter where you. I mean, unless the HOA say you can't, but you can. Like you can literally do all the things that you want to do, and be as free as you want to be. you know, but we'll get to the rest of what I want to say a little bit later. But I'm gonna just stop at those two things. God, Little House on the Prairie concept and MTV Crib concept is, and somewhere in the middle is the white picket fence and the spouse. I can't say wife no more. The spouse that stays home and take care of the children. And with the was it 2 children and a dog or 2.5 children? I never understood that.
Let me tell you something. If let me tell you something. If you got a spouse that can stay home and just take care of it, you are winning in today's America. You really don't know how good you got it. Okay. Because
no matter where y'all living at, for real.
No matter where you living at. That's one of my things is like that goes with that mindset. Is like people be so busy trying to hold on to this low vibrational I'm a ninja type attitude and don't even realize where they at. Don't even realize like how up in life they are in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost like I think some people didn't. It's almost like, was it handed to you? Did you not have to work to get there?
You just woke up one day.
You know, because like I came up from the trench. I came through, you know, like I had to bootstrap it the whole way. You know, I came from Top Ramen and, you know, and then messing up my own finances and all these things. Like I had to work hard to get, you know, I had to work hard to get. It's even like the young lady who I got the plates from today. I said, when do you cook? You know, like, is this a regular thing? You know? And she was just like, I got 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't one of them. You know? So that was the 2 jobs and the hustle. You know? And it's like I understand that because one of the brothers that was out there I was talking to, he was just like, you know, I was like, yeah, my wife is working now, you know. So on the outside in, it looked like, oh yeah, he got this and he doing this by himself. I ain't by myself. You know, like but I don't need to, but you ain't my friend, so you don't need to be in my business. And you know what I mean? So like, if we was cool, then you might know that. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, so I'm with you, God, when you said a secure foundation. Because you said the Little House on the Prairie, right? What do I think of? That's what we asking, y'all. We asking, what do you think of when you hear the American dream? God said a secure foundation. When you said Little House on the Prairie, I'm thinking a secure foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's all encompassing of having your bills paid, you know, like what we was talking about the last time, like not, oh, I put something on this or I put something on that. No, bills paid. You know, it may take a while to get there, to learn the disciplinary budgeting practices, to even build the income up to secure that. And then understanding what what living within your means is, not living beyond your means, not trying to have something to show everybody else, but being able to have what you have and know that you can afford it because you can maintain it. Because it's easy to obtain. I can get a credit score and put some money down, but then can I keep this thing looking like? Can I keep this thing looking like when I first bought it? You know how some folks have an old vehicle, and it'd be like, man, somebody else may see you and be like, man, why you riding around that old thing? You ain't got this, you ain't got that. What you talking about I don't have is I don't have the same thing you have. I don't have no high ass car note. I don't have no high ass insurance. All right. That's what I don't have. I do have the ability to get my vehicle. And if you want to follow me to California and back, we could do that right now. You see, so that white picket fence that you're talking about, that home with the white picket fence. I wasn't even gonna go to the whole spousal thing, you know, but the white picket fence with the dogs and the children and all, you know, like that's what I've always seen in, you know, in movies, and that's what been programmed. That's what I've been programmed to believe, that that is the American dream, you know, own a home, you know, raise your family, you know, those type of things, and you know, and you'll be and that's success. So I still think that that's a part of today. Even looking at, you know, we got some questions we'll get to, but even looking at culturally what we're dealing with now, when I think of it, you know, I think of being able to live your life the way you want to live your life, you know, with respect to others, you know. That don't mean I'm disrespecting everybody and it's my world and you get in, and none of that. It's just, it's being able to afford myself. That's what the American dream. When I think of the American dream now, it's being able to afford myself. You know, and that's the basis of it. Can I take care of myself and the things that I need? Can I meet my needs? And do I have enough discipline to be able to balance my wants and get those two, you know, from time to time? Or am I just a want person? But then I don't want to work for nothing. You know, am I looking for somebody else to hand it to me, and I'm being unappreciative of the hand because I feel entitled? You know, I think it's a lot of them dynamics that's going in with that that come with that balling, that balling mindset.
They do, man.
You know, because people think you're supposed to be doing it a certain way, today's standards, and they're not even doing what you're doing. You know, it's like that's a wild dynamic, that people will be on the outside looking in and be assuming stuff, but then they're not even doing what you doing. So even if it looked like you got it by yourself, like you don't even have it by yourself. But then there's a judgment on how you supposed to be having it, and they haven't even reached that. You're not even able to go do it on your own by yourself. You don't have your own secure foundation. Somebody else is securing your foundation for you. Okay. But then there's a judgment of how you have your foundation secured, and you don't know, you know, like I say, all in the Kool-Aid and don't know none of the flavors, you know. But when I think of it, I definitely think of having that secure foundation and being able to afford yourself. That's what I think of when it comes to the American dream today. You know, of course, growing up, we seen the whole picket fences, the Leave It to Beaver, the Jeffersons, the Huxtables. You know, I mean, it's been so many variations of what success can look like. Family Ties. I mean, hell, Family Matters. I mean, I tell you, when I grew up, you know, I just knew I didn't want to grow up and be Al Bundy. You know, that's it. I didn't want to grow up and be Al Bundy. If I owned the shoe stores, that's different. But I didn't want to.
Yo, you said Family Ties and then Family Matters, God. And
Family Ties and Family Matters.
I immediately zoned out and started thinking about both of those theme songs. And I'm like, man, talk about two great ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Even Mr. Belvedere was cool.
Oh, man,
you know,
man.
and I know as a jit, I wanted, as in my youth, I know the only kid that I completely was like envious of. And I wouldn't even say it was negative, but it was just like I just wanted what he had, was Ricky Schroeder, was Silver Spoon.
Oh, Silver Spoon, hell yeah. It was that train, God.
I wanted the train through my house so bad.
Train through my house, God.
So bad. You know, and that's what and see 4, 5, 6 bedrooms ain't big enough for a train through the house.
No, it's not.
You see? So it's still another level to go.
It's not.
If you desire that, it's still another level to go. But when we look at it, it's still a level that is reached that a lot of people don't get to reach. You know, not that they can't, they just haven't yet, or they don't desire it, which is fair. You know, but we still have to look at this, because if you ever lived in the projects, then you know how small the rooms is.
Facts. Every one of them.
You know, and that's different from getting a house with a couple bedrooms, with two bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. That's a level up. If you ever lived in a double wide, okay. See, I got the experience in both, all of them, double wide, PJs, all that. So, and I don't know if Nana V did it on purpose. I don't know if she was just making sure.
A little bit of this,
you know,
a little bit of that.
I don't know if she was just making sure, like, you know, my son gonna experience, so he'll know when he need to appreciate his blessings. You know,
that's love, though. I mean, because appreciation is what's needed. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we do appreciate it, and I appreciate the journey for sure. Let's get into this next let's bring up these definitions, because it's interesting.
It's interesting that there's a definition, God.
All right, y'all. So let us know what you think of when you hear the words "the American Dream." Let us know in the chat. Make sure to smash that like button. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the definition of the American Dream. And we are going to we're going to start with the Merriam-Webster dictionary right here. And it says, the American Dream is a noun phrase. Okay, so I'm gonna have to correct that. I thought it was a saying, but it is a phrase. But that's what we do here. Words, sayings, and phrases. And we got the American Dream, a happy way of living that is thought of by many Americans as something that can be achieved by anyone in the U.S., especially by working hard and becoming successful.
Yep.
And then we see down underneath it says, with good jobs, a nice house, 2 children. You got to have 2 children.
2 children.
2 children, though. And plenty of money. And plenty of money. And they believe they were living the American dream. You know? So I may not have the American dream, but I'm slighted in one of them. I'm slighted in 2 areas, you know. You know, I don't have the 2 babies, you know, and I don't have plenty of money. We got a little change, you know.
Plenty of money, God. Like, I ain't got plenty of money.
I'm not sure what plenty is, though, you know, because all of my needs are met, and I get what I want too, you know. Like I make sure that I budget and do the things I want to do.
So I think if we had plenty of money, I think we would know, like, yeah, we got plenty of money. Like, I think that's just something that you would just know if you just had enough of it.
What's enough, though? See, I
don't know. Like, I don't
know what enough is.
I think once you cross a certain, like, for whatever your threshold is, I think once you cross that, you like, yeah, I got plenty.
See, I feel like that now because of a certain rap song will make me, I got plenty of money, right? But I feel that now because I always say, God, I don't need to have millions and billions of dollars to feel rich. But what I must have is I must have a budget, budget discipline, and the ability to be a good steward of what I have. Because without that, then I'm going to be broke.
That's a fact.
You know? So,
That's a fact.
you know, like I pretty much go, you know, like if I want something, I want to buy something, I just go buy it. Like I don't really have you know, so I don't know, that plenty money thing.
So maybe you're right. Maybe just living within your means is plenty of money.
And that's what I'm thinking, like affording myself, or being able to afford myself.
And if they wanted you to have like a mansion, it would have said an abundance of money.
Right, because they said a nice house.
It's a nice house.
Nice house. That's all. Just a nice house.
Yeah. Something that you like.
That's all. Let's go and ask Google. Let's go and ask Google. Let's see what Google says about the American dream. Google says the American dream is the ethos that all U.S. residents, regardless of background, can achieve prosperity, upward mobility, and a better life through hard work, determination, and initiative. It emphasizes individual freedom and the ability to attain financial stability, often including home ownership, to live a happier, more fulfilling life than the previous generation. I think my granddad would be proud. I know grandma's proud. She's 94 right now. I know my mama proud.
Granny told me she was proud of me.
You know.
My mother proud of me. My daddy proud of me. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got origin, popularized by historian James Truslow Adams in 1931. In 31, huh?
Interesting.
Very interesting with all the financial stuff that happened in 31. It was defined as a dream of a social order where everyone can reach their fullest potential regardless of their birth circumstances. Even the slaves. Even the slaves. But we ain't gonna give them no reparations. My bad, y'all. The American dream, you know, it came out. It seeped out my pores because
in 31.
Go check the United Nations. They just said we ain't giving y'all nothing. So
yo, what kind of rights did we have in 31?
Was we still under the 3/5 thing?
I think we were. Were we?
I don't know. I don't want to be re-traumatized. I'm all
yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
yeah.
for attempting to trauma bond you.
You know, I'm still emotionally tied to the fact that we just have lived to witness the United States say that, you know, African American people will not get reparations. Don't look for it
at all.
Don't even ask for it because we made the laws and they was legal, so we didn't break no law. So y'all ain't getting nothing. And that's not my words. That's not my interpretation. That is the direct words. Y'all can go on United Nations website and look it up yourself if you don't believe me. And then I could say I told you so. Okay. So, I mean, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going back to nowhere or nothing. This my country, 'tis of thee, right here. But it's sad. It's sad, man. It's saddening that that's the way it's gonna play out, and that's what it is. Because I know a lot of our ancestors went through a lot of stuff for us to have this American dream, you know, even when it's talking about this more fulfilling life than the previous generation. But it's just like, man, I guess this is what they went through it for. So the core tenets are: it is deeply rooted in the Declaration of Independence, promoting pursuit of happiness and the belief that anyone can rise from rags to riches. The modern interpretation, while traditionally linked to owning a home with a white picket fence, modern interpretations focus more on financial security, work-life balance, and personal fulfillment. And that's where I'm looking at it at now. When I was saying, when I think of it, you know, it's being able to afford myself. That's what I look at, the financial security, you know, that work-life balance, personal fulfillment, being able to get the things you want from time to time. You know, that's a personal fulfillment, enjoying time with family and stuff. You know, I go, I don't usually have family come see me, come by me. I usually go by my family, you know. And that'll change in the future, but you know, right now that's how I'm structuring things. Debate and challenges. The concept faces scrutiny with many questions its viability due to systemic barriers, economic inequality, and high cost of living, leading to a debate over whether it's still achievable or merely an illusion. And we're going to get into those debate and challenges with our questions. But but definitely this is the AI.
It says still achievable, God.
Still achievable. Is it still achievable or merely an illusion? But we asked that same question on our question board, though. You know, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But that's what AI says. American Dream is the ethos. Is the ethos. All right. And then we're going to go to Britannica AI. We're going to go to Britannica AI. This is a new one we got, y'all. And Britannica AI says the American dream ideal is that the United States is the land of opportunity that allows the possibility of upward mobility, freedom, and equality for people of all classes who work hard and who have the will to succeed. So this ethos this ethos may be international ethos that, you know, from people coming over, because we know living here our whole life and that topic we was just talking about, how African Americans will have to relive Black history and slavery every single February. Every single February, you got to relive it, but there will never be any repair for it, right? So that freedom and equality thing, you know, culturally, we have a problem with that, you know. So for people of all classes who work hard, we don't have no problem with working hard and having the will to succeed. And that's why remember when we said when brother Malcolm X was asked, you know, by the white interviewer, you know, what's the difference between a black person and a nigger? And you know, we understood that the white person who was asking sees no difference. And that's where the problem was. We know the difference. So we wouldn't have to ask the question.
Correct.
You know, so the roots of the American dream lie in the goals and aspirations of the first European settlers and colonizers. Most of these people came to North America continent to escape tyranny, religious and political persecution or poverty. In 1776, their reasons for coming were captured by the founders in the Declaration of Independence. All right, so I'm not going to read that. But that's what Britannica says, the ideal that the United States is the land of opportunity that allows the possibility of upward mobility, freedom, and equality for all people, all classes who work hard and have the will to succeed. All right. And then we had the American dream, going back to Merriam-Webster, we had a happy way of living that is thought of by many Americans, that is something that can be achieved by anyone in the U.S., especially by working hard and becoming successful. And one of these things we see continually over and over again is
gotta bust your ass.
Is working hard. You know, is working hard.
You gotta do that, God.
And it's so funny because, you know, like I go back to it and it's just like, you know, people won't see you work. They'll see you with the stuff, you know, but they have no idea what you went through to get it, you know. And it's so crazy because it's just like, you know, that whole thing of the where you from thing. Like, where if I was where I was from, then I probably wouldn't be here where you could see me having this.
Facts.
So what value is where I'm from? Only for you to put me in a box, or for you to think that I have some type of something that you can relate to that's low vibrational? Because if I was where I was from, I had to leave where I was from because what I was doing was going to kill myself. So I had to move and do better. And sometimes you have to get away from things especially when you are a person who will be all the way involved. You know, when you like, okay, well, if I'm going to do foolishness, I'm gonna be a straight fool. Okay, then you know what that come with. If you're gonna just be a straight fool. But if you go into other environments and you say, okay, well, you know, you can't be a fool over here. This right here is gonna have you winning. Look where you at. Do you want to go up, or do you want to get on the sliding board and slide down it backwards? Do you want to get all the way to the top of the sliding board and slide down it backwards, or do you want to get to the top of the sliding board and you know, and slide down forward so you can land on your feet?
Not on your head.
and not on your hind parts, right? And bust your back.
Well, you start on your hind parts and you roll to your back. You
roll on your head, flip all up, right? Get scar. What's it with it? Scar yourself all up, right? Had little strawberries and stuff on your elbows and your, you know, like
tough days, God, tough days.
You know, I done fell off a seesaw to got on with my boy, and he big, and I don't know why I did that. And then he just gonna hold me up there with my feet dangling. Yeah, I jumped off though. I wasn't scared of heights. So moving to our second question. How do you think people should approach the American dream as a goal in today's cultural and economic climate? Let us know what y'all think in the chat or in the comments section below, depending on where you're watching this at.
From a citizen's perspective, regular person's perspective, I think that.
Hold up, are you not a citizen?
No, because I'm thinking like,
are you not a tax-paying citizen?
Because I'm thinking like, because you got government politicians, they got a certain thought process of how Americans should act or whatever. But thinking about it, I think everybody should just read one of those definitions and do that, get to work, right? I think you should. I think that's what people should do, right? Because even if you listen to even one of our definitions, I think they fall in line with everything that we read there, right? Like it comes down to hard work and having success in your ability to sustain your happiness, right? like that's work. Like it just don't. It's not just something that you get to one day and like, yep, I did it. Autopilot. I get to push a button. It's just gonna happen. Like you do gotta do routine maintenance. You do gotta go put your eyes on that thing every once in a while, just to make sure it's still running the way that you need it to. Right. So there's no not working here. Right. Even if you quote unquote retire. Right. Like you look how much work you had to do in order to earn that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
right, like, so there's no getting out of work, right? And there's no getting out of and hard work don't necessarily mean back-breaking work, right? Hard work literally just means focused work, right? Work that generates an outcome that benefits you specifically first, and then your employer, right? Like, you know, yeah, your employer want to be benefited first, but that's for them to think about. But for you, you need work that's going to benefit you, support your interests so that you can live, right? Because if you don't have that, you are 100% not really giving your boss, your employer, your best, which means you're not really putting out the best output, which means they kind of really losing money, right? So you wasting your time. There's a whole bunch of lack and loss, right? So pick any one of those definitions, and just think about what you want to do and just go do that, right? Like, and if you don't know what you want to do, whatever it is that you are doing, right? Like even if you're working in a fast food restaurant, all of those, most of them are franchisable, right? So if you're already in there, look around and be like, yo, how can I own this? Like it's just a loan, right? It's just getting your credit up and getting your discipline on your finances together and on your budget so that you can be in a position to go to the bank and be like, yo, I've been doing this for a while. I think I'm ready. Hook me up. I mean, or however it go.
You definitely ain't gonna go in there talking about hook me up. You're gonna be like, excuse me, hook you up with what?
Am I being robbed?
What type of product are you looking for specifically, sir or ma'am? Because we don't typically do hookups. No hookups here. You want some free pens? You know,
like
take a lollipop or something.
You know, we talk offline all the time, God, and I make a lot of videos where I talk about turn the TV off, right? Because like this is the thing about the MTV Cribs concept. It's not negative, right? Because it afforded you because one of those definitions or a couple of those definitions suggested that it wasn't just the bare necessities, but you had plenty of money, right? And you like almost like you had everything plus like whatever you wanted, you had that shit. Like it was almost like an MTV Cribs concept of mentality, right? Which is nothing wrong with that because it's super attainable on just about every budget as long as you live within it, right? Like as long as you're getting paid enough to live in your city, right? Like
A good job. It's a good
a
job.
good job, right?
A nice house.
A nice house,
right? And plenty of money, and plenty money,
right?
plenty money, baby. I
Like
got plenty of money.
yo, plenty of money is all your bills are paid, right? All your groceries, daycare, all your car fares paid. You got club money. You got weed money. You got liquor money.
Club money, man.
You
They got weed money too.
Right? That's plenty of money, right? Like
Crazy.
plenty of money means that you don't really have a reason if somebody stepped on your shoe for you to get mad and want to kill this person now because they took away your one good thing that you had, right? Because you living in so much lack that somebody stepping on your shoe just ruined everything.
I get it, God, but you know they that's not what they doing the killing for. They
I'm
killing
just saying
because the person
that.
want to apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
And I'm saying when you got plenty of money, you apologize.
and when you got plenty of money, you apologize, right? Because it's just like, yeah, like we can work this out. Yeah, we can work it out. Like,
it
you
ain't
know,
that serious, bro. Like
it's
you
not that
I
serious
got plenty of money, man. This ain't that big of a deal,
for real.
right? So that's what I think, God. I think
But if you don't want to talk to me, then I'm cool. keep quiet then. We ain't gotta say we ain't even gotta discuss, we ain't even gotta talk turkey then. Right?
Like
for real.
Like, but when I say turn the TV off, because the MTV Crib concept kept on going, and it turned into Real Housewives and the hip hop, love and hip hop thing, and it started giving a whole mindset of what a date should look like, right? What dating should look like, and what courting should look like. So all these things interfere or
create new ideas.
I don't even know about that, but they affect your American dream, right? Because
I mean, they change it from the standard. It's they change it from the standard.
Cause so this is my thing, right? Like, so as long as you can afford all that hot stuff, you good money, right? Is when you cannot afford it is when is what I'm saying is negative, when you need to turn the TV off, right?
Yeah.
If you have a good job and have a secure job and have a secure skill, and your partner is actually a partner, and you guys are working on your goals and doing your thizzle, then watch all the TV you want, laugh. Life is good, right? But if you are robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? If you need somebody to help you pay daycare or pay your rent or put something on this bill or something on that light bill, if you got a Monday guy, Tuesday guy, or Thursday guy, all for their resources because you need that much help, then you 100% need to turn the TV off and go and get your skill up, right? Because you need to get to work, right? You need to look at these definitions, any one of them, right? And get to work because you got work to do, right? You need to get a good job and a nice house, right? So that you can have plenty of money. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think that some dynamics are we'll get it and then we're worried about how we're gonna keep it later. You know, I think that mindset has crept into the American dream. Obtain has become more of the mindset, you know, where it's like because culturally, you know, it's a lot of people that's so cool with like I had this, I had that, I had this, I had. Remember when I had this? Remember? And everybody's so cool with being hatters instead of havers.
Yeah.
So the obtain has become more, you know, more of a
trendy.
Yeah, I would say trendy or more of a uniform concept.
Damn near cultural.
Yeah, almost cultural. Yeah.
This is cultural.
To obtain, so I could had it, you know, and it's more so like people being comfortable with people saying you had, feeling more pride than you had instead of you've kept.
Yeah.
You know. And that's something that like why I had to cut you know, or my hanging with a lot of people that, you know, that's one of them things. Like when I retired, I've realized something, God, that like when I left and went into the military, everybody I knew was in the street. All my friends was in the streets. So then I joined the military, and then the only people I met that wasn't street people was people in the military, people like yourself, how we met, you know, in that journey. So then it's like when you retire, only thing when you go back, if you go back to where you from, all your friends is in the street. But you left the streets because you already knew that that's not what you wanted. So it's like, I'm not going to get my American dream being here with all these friends, because everybody's version of the American, everybody wants the same American dream, but what we want to do to get it is not the same thing. Everybody wants it, but wants it quick, or wants the balling, wants the MTV cribs, but only wants to access the negative things to be able to attain it. So you realize, like, you can leave somewhere for 25 years and come back and people still doing the same things. Then it's like you grew up and they look at you like you changed, and you like, I did, because you know, because I had to, you know, because this ain't what I wanted for myself. Now you looking down on them. Now it's like you looking down, you know. Now they looking at it like you looking down on them. And it's like, I'm not looking down on you. You know, I just have seen better. I just been exposed to difference. And that's what I desire now. This ain't cool to me no more. I don't value this anymore. I value this over here now. And you say, you know what? Let me show you what we got going on over here. Rock with me for a little bit. They don't want to hear that. What they want to do is, it's like, oh, I'll do that if you're going to do this over here with me. And I'm like, that over there is a little bit dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't Johnny.
Why do you want to do that over there?
Yeah, like, I ain't Johnny. Only, you know, I ain't Johnny Dangerous like that, you know?
In fact, tell me what you're really trying to do, and we can talk about it, and we can figure out a whole nother way.
I mean, we've done so much that it's just like, hey, we can do this, and we got this option, we got that option, we got this option. And it's like, it's like all them things that was opportunities is like, we really got them. You just, you know, like, I know that, you know, in the Black community, it's not a lot where, I mean, we don't even have Black community no more, but like in common areas where there's a lot of Black folks, you know, what they like to say, urban areas.
We can say Black community concept.
In the Black community concept. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, that's what we doing. Cigar Sundays live, y'all. Smash that like button. In the Black community concept, okay, there isn't a lot of information that's passed directly. Okay, because we see like Votex have been taken out of the schools.
Yeah.
We see that there isn't a broad base of military awareness, of military service awareness, like all the different branches that are available and all of the different options on how to access them. You know, we get the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, ROTC programs. They are the most invested in, you know. But then you have United States Public Health Service, you got the Space Force, you got the Merchant Marines, you got the Coast Guard. You don't get, and all of those are military services, and you don't get a lot of, you don't see us in those spaces because it's so rare that you know that you get introduced to the information to be like, oh, that's an option for me, you know.
And a good one too, actually.
And I still make the same pay, and I still make the same, you know. And the difference is, I may,
better option, I'm gonna say, actually,
I might save a life, or, you know, or recover a life, you know, a lifeless person, but I may not be required to take a life necessarily, you know.
That's different.
So, but you still get the same pay. So, you know, and you still have the access to the same opportunity. You still have the access to the same education. You still have the career paths, and you know, operations specialist can be an operations specialist in any branch of service and do their time and then go and work with any, you know, it's all, and you have that core, so you can go and work with this contractor, this, boom, boom, you know, like you're not limited at all, you know, and it doesn't matter.
Especially if you're an operations specialist, you
are
not limited
at all. You know, but people need to, but in the what you call it, the Black community concept, you know, it isn't communicated enough. It isn't shared enough to say, hey, you have this opportunity. It's just more like, you know, well, here, just go do this. So at least they just doing something. And it's like, no, like, you know, like that's not good. That's not good if because that leaves room to quit, to say, I don't like this. Because it's not nurtured, you know, like all the way through. Like it's not cultivated. It's not like, okay, you know, the way some parents cultivate their children to play sports.
Yeah.
That's a whole cultivation.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we need to, we should be trying to, you know, cultivate the same way.
Yo, God, like not for nothing, like if that could be taught or inspired, for everything, not just sports though, right? Because that's like a whole thing that like those parents are super involved. Like they are super duper involved. And if more people got that, as if that was cultural, that would, man, can you imagine what we would be as a country if parents were like those kind of parents? Like, but for everything, not
like
just
the sports parents, right? if all parents was like the sports parent, God, I'm telling you, like I got to go see my little cousin, and my little cousin's his son, he played football and he got him tough. You know, he got him right, discipline, you know, and I believe it, you know, and I support it. But when I say like the encouragement of the parent, you know, all from the negative, what people would call negative, you know, them cussing and fussing and the excitement of it, you know, to them cheering and, you know, and everything. It's like, if we was doing that for space camp or young Black doctors or young, you know, like that would be crazy, you know.
Not just the cheering and that stuff and the cursing and the cussing, they are present.
They present.
Their child is in all these activities. They are, if they one of these traveling teams, they traveling, right? That's not a school bus that they jumping on.
No.
That's parents taking turns. Right? Like that's what I'm saying, right? Like the children are time is occupied. Right. So for the most part, like they don't have enough time to be out, to be unsupervised and to be getting in trouble because they, you know what I'm saying? Like they on them.
Yeah, he don't have no time. I know my little cuz ain't got no time. You know, when he come in the house, what's on your phone? What you learn? What you did? You know, they on him, you know. They on him. You know, I love it. I was standing there. We was having a conversation, and he said something. He butted in the conversation. I ain't even say that. I just stood back. I see how Dad worked, and then I ain't even say. I just started talking back to Dad. You know, I ain't even say, because see, in our family, I've seen how other people react. You know, some folks will be like, he told you. I don't interact with the children like that.
Correct.
You know,
with a child's level all of a sudden.
yeah, like the dad and the child talking, not me and the child. I'm talking to the dad. If the dad got something he want to discipline the child, dad discipline his child, and then the two adults keep having a conversation. Like, dang, you know.
So mature.
Yeah, like that. You know, I'm just saying, you know. I mean, you know, because when we grew up, that's how we got it, you know. And I see,
all facts.
Yeah, that's how we got when we grew up. That's how we got it. If mom was disciplined, I'm telling you, if I got my hind parts tore up, I mean, I could go over my aunt's house like 2 days later, and she'd be like, "Don't make me have to do you like your mama did you on Monday night after the sun." I'm like, God, like she told you about that. Like, so when I came through the door, you was already waiting for me to cut up so you could do that. I'm like, man, you know, you gonna give me one, then I'm gonna get one when I get back home. Like, man, I ain't playing with y'all. But definitely, y'all, let us know what you think. How do you think people should approach the American dream as a goal in today's culture and economic climate? I mean, make a plan, you know, like have a plan for everything that you do. I was talking to a young family member, and they were sharing some things with me about, you know, their finances and stuff. And I was like, do you write this stuff down? You know, like, I heard everything you saying that you want, but have you written this stuff down? Have you written it out so that way you can visualize it? Like, have you put it on paper so that way you can actually see it? Okay. And then put a little box beside it and check off these boxes and make sure and look at it. You know, maybe even post it on your wall. So every day that you wake up, you can look at it and you can say, am I checking this box off? Am I getting this done? You know, I'm like, it's so important that we make lists of things that we have to accomplish. And when you're doing it, trying to do it all in your head until you become disciplined enough to do it all in your head. I'm like, I do a lot of stuff in my head, but I got a lot of stuff going on in my head too. So I have to write it down. I have to write these things down so I can check this stuff off, so I can make sure that, because I get sidetracked on stuff.
Oh man.
You know, I start on one project and then now I'm all into that, and I forgot that I had started working on this other thing over here, and I'm like, oh dag, I got 30% done over here, and now I'm over here trying to get 100% done, and I'm only 30 on this. So, you know,
and don't let me find something I've been looking for that I stopped looking for. Now I gotta do that.
You know, so you know, so I encourage like with this American dream thing, you know, with this economic thing in relation to the question, you know, since we are agreeing that in some way it is about your own idea of what that is, and a financial stability for yourself, whether it's having a home, whether it's you know, just being able to pay your bills on time, having your rent, you know, whatever that looks like for you. To get there, you need to have a plan. Okay. And I know in the Black community concept, you know, we say a lot, what you need to do is
what you need to do is
you know, but what you have to do is you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, and you have to have some discipline, and you have to be intentional about it, about accomplishing it. Because if you don't, then you're never going to get there. Okay. And that's for everybody. That's for every human being on the planet that says, This is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be. So even if you get into your vehicle, all right, you're gonna need an address, you're gonna need a GPS, you're gonna need some directions to get there. That's a plan. And you're gonna have to follow that path till you get there. All right. So each thing that you're trying to do to get to that, whatever your American dream looks like, you need that plan. You have to have that plan. You have to have execution of those things along the way. And you have to have the confidence that I ain't gonna know everything. I'm gonna have to learn some stuff along the way. So guess what? I'm not taking no L's as in losses. I'm taking L's as in learning lessons on what not to do to reach my goal, to reach my destination. And you can reach that American dream, whatever it looks like for you, or have life the way you want it, And yeah, I think that's how people should approach it today. Because you can't really do anything about the economic climate but learn what's going on. That's it. Educate yourself on what's going on and have a financial plan, and like the guy said, maybe with the cultural, some of the other cultural stuff, turn the TV off. Stop letting these other things like this, these other concepts come into your brain of, the love and hip hop things. I hate to punch down on love and hip hop, but it's so toxic. These Real Housewife things, because they lack the ability to effectively communicate on them shows. That's what they're teaching. They're teaching the lack of ability to effectively communicate. It's F and F,
Yeah.
It's F and F. It's effing and fighting, fighting and effing. And people think that that's normal, that.
And it becomes normal because there's so many episodes and so many seasons and so many spinoffs and so many people becoming rich and so many people getting views and likes and so many people getting interviewed and people are getting podcasts and that's probably the next question. I'm sorry.
Because they look so good. Because they look so good doing it.
They do,
right?
Look so good.
And somebody will say, well, I don't care what my life is like as long as I get to have those material things.
Correct.
And that's a hoe.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's a hoe. Call it what you want. Because I heard Will Smith said, once you get all the stuff, once you have all the money where you can buy anything you want, where do you find your happiness at? Once you can buy anything that you want to buy, once you can date anybody you want to date, you can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, you got all the fame, you got all the stuff, you got all the attraction, where do you find your happiness at? And he separated the money, the intimacy, what you call that, the promiscuity, the material stuff. He separated all of that and he said, then where's your happiness at? And I thought that was, that was a jewel that he was dropping from somebody who got all that. Got the fame, got all that.
Got plenty of money.
Got plenty of money, right? And I don't think it's cap. I don't think that people are just saying that, because people, I think that it's low vibrational when people say, oh, well, of course they're gonna say that because they got a whole bunch of money. They ain't struggling. But how they not struggling? Correct. How they not struggling in other areas of their life? Money don't fix everything.
Especially when those other areas affect money, right? Because once you start getting cheated on, infidelities, and getting put on front street, start slapping people, and like going through a divorce, all kind of. I mean, that stuff costs money. That stuff costs you money. You know, especially if you're entertainers and people like that. Like it costs you your reputation. Like if you got a business that costs you money, like one
Yeah,
thing.
see, that's bringing it back to money, and I ain't doing that, guy. I ain't bringing it back to money. I'm saying if you got the money, right, then these other things, like, yeah, you could have a divorce, but you could have a divorce because your relationship is bad. You know, like, yeah, it may cost, because I mean, marriage is a costly business. You know, you know, like, like once we say we going to the courthouse, and you know, or we gonna have a whole, you know, you just came to the wedding, okay, but we properly planned, so we ain't still paying for the wedding, you know, 9 months later. But I'm just saying, like, where, yeah, marriage costs, you know, the whole institution of that. But to have your relationship, you know, like, yeah, now there's a cost to that, but that's a mental cost though, right? That mental cost is like you said, wake up every single day, and we do this, and we try, and we do every single day. Nobody's making us, nobody's forcing us to do this. We doing this because we want to be here. So we putting that effort into it. That cost us that energy.
Facts.
At when it breaks down, then that's still some energy dispelled, because when you feel down and sad about stuff, you know, that's still energy that's being dispelled. Like, damn, I don't know what to do to fix it. It's not working. You know, what can we do? You know, and when you find out a person is giving up, like, it's like, dag, they just gave up. You know, what changed? What, you know? So money can't fix that, especially if y'all already got it. And then that'll be fake. If it's like, theoretical, you in a relationship and y'all having problems, but then all of a sudden now you got $1 million. You hit the lotto the next day for 100 mil. You know, now it's, honey, everything is fine.
I don't know.
Honey, everything is fine. So you telling me all them this and that, or whatever the issues is that was going on, like, that just went away? Nah, now you could pour some money on top of it, and for a little bit, but that don't change the fact
At all.
So, you know, moving to our third question, y'all let us know in the comment section or the chat, y'all. You know, how do you think people should approach the American dream as a goal in today's culture and economic climate? You know, because everybody, we got high gas prices, we got food going up, you know, we got 3 wars, 4 wars, we finna take over Cuba too, you know. You know, like, it's a lot going on out here, y'all. So, you know, culturally we divided. You know, economically folks struggling, you know. So, you know, let us know, y'all, how y'all feeling about that American dream thing. Third, we got has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? Has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? What you say, God?
Yes. The one thing that social media has done, right? If you look at all those definitions, everything emphasizes hard work, working hard, the willingness to succeed, right? Social media took out the hard work aspect, right? So now everybody started, you know, you can be learn how to be a realtor, right? You can learn how to do taxes. You can learn how to be an investment person. You can learn how to be a YouTuber. Learn how to be a podcaster or a TikToker. You can learn how to be no, but no,
Hey,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's this is in retirement, guy.
Facts, it is. Facts.
Like that,
Right.
that's
Like, yeah, like if we quit this, you are right. If we quit this tomorrow, it is not going to affect the quality of my life at all.
you know what I'm saying?
Praise, thank you, Jesus.
But you got people that aspire for this to be that thing that gets them to the next level, which I hope this becomes the next thing that gets us to the next level, not for nothing, right? But I'm happy on the level I'm at. But that whole going out, getting a good job, getting good grades, and actually working hard. People look down on 9 to 5. Like social media got you looking down on 9 to 5s. It made everything so microwavable. Like I need to know how to be a farmer in 60 seconds.
60 seconds, right?
Right? I need to know everything about everything on the farm in 60 seconds. The cows, the ducks, the chickens, everything in 60 seconds. Everything is shorts and reels, and I get it. It's good commercials, it's good sound bites. It captures you, right? But because the reel scrolls, and because we doing our finger, we just flicking and flicking, like those reels got to be short. So that's what people are actually learning between swipes, right? Subconsciously, and they learning quickly. That's where that microwave stuff comes from. So you need the information quick. You need to laugh right away. You need to get the point out right now. We ain't got no time for no long story. We ain't got no time to go to class. Just give me the check. Right? I don't even need to do no work, no homework, no classwork. I don't need no books, no pencils or pens.
No child left behind. That's what they call it.
No child left behind. So don't leave me behind, mofos. Like,
even if you can't read, we still going to graduate you. Like,
hey, we got audio books and AI and everything, right? So it's just becoming easier and easier and easier, so that the work that's required is less, right? Something as simple as reading cursive, right? Seemed pointless until you can no longer read the Constitution, right? Right? Yeah, you can depend and rely on the translation.
or even sign your name, God. Like how is it a bunch of people with no signature out here? Like how you can't sign your name?
Like you really got a line in a circle, and I mean that's cute, but
Where? maybe for the digital world that we transition into, and we're gonna be old geezers like y'all. You still know how to write cursive? What's cursive?
You can still read cursive. Yo, not for nothing, God. Like I would be heartbroken if I couldn't read cursive. Like I got some letters that my grandmother wrote, because she's like, not I say letters, but like she used to like rewrite like Bible scriptures and all kind of stuff, right? And just about everything is in cursive. Beautiful, beautiful cursive handwriting. I'm like, man, I'm glad she taught me. I'm glad I learned, right? Because I can still read this, and it's a thing that I won't ever lose, right? So yeah, right. I think, but that was a whole skill set, right? That was a whole craft that just went away, right? And now everybody want block letters, and now we want emojis, and now everything is touchscreen, and what's that neural net thing where you can just think about it and just do it.
Oh yeah, Elon got that coming. Elon got that coming.
You know what I'm saying, God? Like
the Neuralink.
Neuralink, yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
Elon got that coming.
So that's what I'm saying. Like social media has helped to fast forward our attention spans, right? And maybe not fast forward, but put it in double time.
ADHD, is that what the AD, the attention deficit hyper disorder
Yeah,
came?
like I
Yeah.
think social media helped that, right? Because I think that's what that's scrolling, like because like we keep swiping to be further entertained, right? Like very often you hear about people seeing something and then clicking on the actual creator and then going through their stuff and actually seeing that this person got content that they like, right? We just scroll and like, scroll and like, scroll and like, right? Laugh and we just on to the next thing. So that's what I think.
No doubt. I do that too, though. I do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I do. But I don't do it often, you know, like, and that's one of the things I got criticized with. I ain't gonna say who criticized me, you know who you is, but if you watching the show, you know who you is. But they was like, how you don't be online and you got a whole podcast and you an online person? Yeah, right. I'm like, first of all, I'm a content creator. I'm not an online person. All right. And
Different.
I was like, but just personally, I don't live online, you know, and I told him, like, I structure all of my social media to be geared towards my content because I live my personal life in real time. Like, I could go on a whole trip to Africa and not post nothing. Me and my wife got so many pictures and from places we done been to, the Bahamas and Vegas and this place and that place and all these other places. And I just, you know, I just don't feel the need to get everybody else's like or approval of it. Like, I was there doing it and we was enjoying it. So, you know, so it was, you know, like, I don't need y'all to see how, you know, take me in real life, in real time. What you see me doing in real time is that's all you get. You know, you don't, if you were supposed to be there with me, then you would have been there with me.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
So,
And if you really my peoples, you was there with me, right? Even in spirit.
Yeah, even in spirit, yeah. Because I mean, I could be somewhere. I could call, yeah, God, what's good? Yeah, you know where I'm at right now. Yeah, you know. So it's like for the people that call my phone, that I call their phone, that we communicate with each other on a, you know, like, yeah, we know where we at, you know, like like the shirt say that you got, you know, we out here, we just spread apart.
Yeah.
We know where we at. And we know what we doing. We supporting our interest in living.
Facts.
You know, but it's not for everybody to see. It's not for everybody to enjoy or experience. And it's not a flex. You know, it's not a flex for me either. I don't get into social media on some, let me show you how I'm living type. That's always been corny to me. You know, that's always been corny to me. Even the street people that I grew up around, you know, was like, man, be low key, you know. So I took that mindset from being a legitimate tax-paying person. Like, yeah, it's okay. You could be low key. Like, you yeah, like, you don't gotta be, you know, you don't need a whole lot of friends and a whole lot of nosy people and a whole lot of everybody in your business and all that good stuff. Like, you don't need none of that. Like, you just need to make sure that you have your business under control. You need to make sure that you have your things under control, because if you don't, guess who suffers? You. Alone first. You know, and anybody else who's dependent upon you, then yeah, now they suffering by default because you ain't got your thing together. So let's head to the chat real quick before we jump into this question. DB76177. It's because it is not ours. It is a system they created. So for a brother with a sense of knowledge, he knows it's not real. And I believe, shout out to DB. Appreciate you for pulling up, family. Make sure to smash that like button. I believe you're saying, has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? And that's his response. It's because it's not ours. It's a system they created. So for a brother with sense of knowledge, he knows it's not real, you know. But man, like, not even disagreeing with you, just the other side of the coin, like, people think social media is real. You know, I heard a conversation the other day about a online, online personality, and they were saying that this guy is a different person when he's online than when in real life. So like online he's one way, but then in real life he's another way. And then that person's argument was, when you see me online, or wherever you see me at the crib, or wherever you see me on the street, I'm the same way. And I was just like, that's your choice, bro. You know, like, if I want to get online and have a character online because that's what makes me comfortable being online, then that's what I'm gonna be, that character.
Correct.
If you know me in real life, then you might be like, man, I seen you online acting a fool. You know, daggone well you don't be, and that's the truth. Yeah, you know I don't. But
I'll be like, did you like the show though?
Yeah, but did you smash the like button though? While you criticizing me, I'm ready for your criticism. You know, I'm with all that.
But like it.
Yeah, but did you at least like this? Did you at least smash the like button? You know, oh man, no, you lying. Okay. You ain't lying about your criticism, you know, and I ain't gonna lie to you and be like, you're not right. But at the same time, like, yeah, I'm on a, like, it needs to be entertaining, bro. Everybody don't, you know, like, everybody don't need to know that this is how you truly feel about some stuff. Some stuff you don't wear on your sleeve. Some stuff ain't for the media to know. Some stuff is private. And I don't have no problem with people exemplifying that. You know, you never know what their reasons may be. They work somewhere where they like, I don't want to comment on that. They may have a specific opinion about it that they feel real passionate about. And they just like, you know what? I know that if I say this, it's going to have a problem and people going, you know, feel this type of way or whatever. Some people going to go ahead and say it. Some people don't care. But then some people will say, I'm going to utilize some reservation because that ain't your business. That ain't y'all business. You know, now if you catch me offline, then I tell you, you know, I will have that conversation with you. And I think that that's fair, man. I think that, you know, nobody should be trying to hold somebody to some fake type internet standard where you need to be this version of this person online, and when I see you in public, you need to be this and you need to be that. Man, Charleston White got on the internet and finessed everybody. Okay, talking smack and then talking smack, saying F this and F this and all this and all that. And then he was down at, you know, at the youth summit for justice or something like that, you know. So it's like they're gonna hate you whatever you do, because they not doing it. Because like the God always say, they just some looking ass mofos, you know. They don't want to help you, but if they could harm you, then they'll do that. Or if they could talk down on you, they'll do that. But they don't want to help you come up, you know. But they ain't gonna do nothing to help you come up at all. So, you know, social media, and I think social media has done that. Social media has made people pick sides, you know,
openly.
Yeah, like people be standing on wrongs, you know, but it's like if you got a whole bunch of people that's loud enough to support the wrong, then that must make them right. It's like, nah, that don't make you right just because it's a whole bunch of loud people willing to be loud and die with you, die on a sword with you. You know, like, let's look at the right and the wrong. Let's look at, you know, and social media has done that. And that's why I say, like, to DB saying, like, he knows it's not real. Like, people be thinking that this is real. So they actually be trying to imitate and emulate that in real life, you know, and then be wondering why they be having problems, you know, and not really looking at the core of the problem.
Yo, God, on your point on the core of the problem right there, I used to be one of those people that could tell you like the internet, like social media is not real. Like everything on there is fake. Everybody's lying. Like it's just not real. But when the young people started to lose their lives over the things that was posted on social media, right? When you like this girl's picture, got little Johnny stabbed, or somebody shot up, or like these, like social media changed my view on just what you just got finished saying, right? Like because I couldn't understand how people. I'm like, this none of this is real. Like everybody's just showing you their food before they eat it. Nobody's showing you the shit in the toilet, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that. Because we got a little culinary exhibition coming where we're gonna be showing food all the time. I'm gonna be whipping up some short dishes. Soon as I get done remodeling the kitchen, you know, Chef Earl Pearl gonna be having them quick dishes for y'all. So that's coming, y'all. That's coming.
But yeah, nah, that's all I was saying, man. It was just
But they are doing that though. They are doing that. And I don't like that either. I don't like that either. I don't like going out to eat and taking pictures of the food. Like it's just,
it's like and that's the, but at the same time, like that is what you're supposed to take a picture of, right? Because that's the memory that you want to hold on to. Like you want to hold on to this meal because once it goes into your belly, you don't forget what it's gonna look like. It's gonna come out way different, right? So you do want to hold on to that image, right? And
not me, nope. I want to hold. Look, guy. I want to hold on to the drip I got on, that outfit, whatever I got on, how we stepped out. Okay, I want a picture in front of the restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Even my drink. If we take a little toast or something, like I want that. That is cool. But remembering the fried shrimp that they just put in a fancy bowl that they could have put, that I could
see it for me. All the all that you just got finished saying is the same thing to me.
Yeah, but see, but I'm picking and choosing though. Yeah,
like to
I'm
me,
openly admitting.
To me, it's like it's all the same thing, and I'm saying like I don't need it to be any realer than that. Like especially like because I know you. Like I just need to know that my man is happy. And my man is
Yeah,
doing good, right?
That picture ain't for you and me. You know what I'm saying? That picture's for the wife. Like she's the one who's gonna be like, "You look so nice. Look how cute we." Oh yeah. All right,
that's
baby.
what I'm saying, right? Like,
yeah.
And that's what I mean by not real, right? Like those things are meant for, like you said, the wife.
Yeah, like they not.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even be asking for no pictures. Like, remember when we went to something? She might just send it to me one time, like, random out the blue. Like, remember this right here? Yeah. So that's but that's what that's about.
Yeah,
but the posting of it though, I don't get the because it's highlights, because nobody's posting when when you're sick and you feel bad and you throwing up, or you aching and you on medication and you can't get out the bed because you got your nerve, what I'm saying, like, and like nobody's posting that. You don't post, ain't nobody taking no pictures of that. Oh, you know what, damn, I've been in the bed for 2 days because I can't walk because you know what I'm saying, and let me take a picture of this,
or the famous one, yeah, my stomach, I'm having stomach issues. Ain't nobody saying they really got diarrhea.
Yeah.
They got stomach issues.
So it's like,
that's so polite.
Yeah. Nobody's posting, man. Like it has to come to like almost destitute when people like, what do I do? Like nobody's like, oh man, I gotta pay half my electric bill this month. Ain't nobody posting, I only put half on the electric. You know, I put something on it. Ain't nobody doing that.
It's only when they come in to get the house because you didn't pay the electric bill. It's like, oh my God, they coming to take my house. What do I do? How can I get out of this?
Right now you're sitting in the dark and it's like, I can't believe we got children in here. We got this and this, and they mad at me over this little funky $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that we owe. You know, and it's like, are you serious? You know, like this little petty 2,400. How you gonna leave children in the dark for a petty 2,400? You know, like, and that's what people do. So it's just like, nah, I don't be on it like that. And that's what I had to explain to the person who was like, why you don't be online and you do, you know, online stuff. No, I'm a content creator.
Correct.
You know, talking about you do online stuff.
Yeah.
But let us know what y'all think, y'all. Has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? Let us know in the chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you are watching this show. And make sure to smash that like button. We love you for it. We appreciate you for it. Our fourth question of the day is: the American dream more of a promise, idea, myth, or something in between? Is the American dream more of a promise, idea, myth, or something in between?
Strictly keeping it scholarly on what we read tonight. I'm taking all the Ali-isms out.
According to the definition.
No, I not real talk though, right? It's an idea that I think that we think was promised to us. Right? I think a lot of people come here to this country for that idea that they think is promised to them. Right? So I think the right answer would be a mixture of both. I think was the third one.
Something in between.
Yeah, something in between. Because that's what I think it is. I think every definition or even the AI thought process suggests that is an idea, is an ideal, right? It's a thought that you aspire to, that the founding fathers
it was a declaration of independence.
7 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. And they had an idea, because even if you think about the no taxation, no representation, like that was formed off an idea of type of freedom that like this is some BS. You know, they way over there, we way over here doing our own thing, and we got to protect ourselves, clothe ourselves, food out, you know, do everything for ourselves. So that idea I think is the foundation of everything, right? I think it turned into some kind of thought of a promise when this might sound bad, and I don't even know if it's true, but just from my perspective, right? When segregation ended, and it seemed like the arms was open to the world to come here, I think that's when their ice is colder. You got to go uptown because downtown is the slums. We got to leave our country and go over to where we can attain freedom, because what we have over here cannot be free, because they told us they told us that we're a third world over here. So we got to go to the first world. You know, I don't know, God. Like I think I don't know. I think that's what I got though.
Okay. I'm rocking with that. You said it's somewhere in between.
In between, yeah.
It's somewhere in between right now, y'all. We are answering, is the American dream more of a promise, idea, myth, or something in between? And the guy was just saying that, you know, he think it's an idea that has become a promise. So it's something in between that, you know? And man, the American dream, like you said, and like we said, based on the definition, a happy way of living that is thought of by many Americans, that can be achieved by anyone in the US, especially by working hard and becoming successful. A happy way of living. You know, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's more like a myth. You know, I'm leaning more towards like it's mythological. because it's so difficult to find a balance in the happy. You know, it seems like we're always going to have some type of compromise, so somebody's not going to be happy. And it's always in different ways. It's different because some people don't like rules. Some people are very selfish. Some people don't understand compromise. You know, we always talk about how the Black community is not taught the Black community concept. Is not taught how to resolve conflict, you know. For forgive and forget, you know, forgive or don't forget, but forgive. You know, forgiveness is one of them things that's like difficult for people. People like to hold grudges. But those things come into selfishness and come back to, you know, is there a level of hate, self-hatred? Is there a level of, if there's a level of hatred and there's a level of non-happy, you know? So I'm thinking it's mythological just right off the gate, because like once you say, okay, I have to, even when we talking about with work, going to places of work, everybody isn't always happy at their job, at their place of employment, but they do it because they need, you know, the compensation for it. They need the money that comes at the end of the pay cycle. But it isn't always, they don't always enjoy what they do. So, you know, that's a level of happiness, enjoying something. So I'm thinking that, you know, even when they talk about, you know, the working hard, right? Especially by working hard and the becoming successful. When you say, okay, become successful now, I think we all individually determine what is success, what success looks like for us individually. I think every human being individually has their own idea of what success is for them. You know, we already know that people, that we place different social categories of success. You know, we do that socially, where we say, okay, well, like, you know, this is an athlete, they make this amount of money. This is a entertainer, they make this amount of money. This is a doctor, they make this amount. So people would say, oh, they successful, because they'll look at the material things that they have or the money that they make. They won't look at it as like, okay, this person make a whole lot of money, they successful, but he got 7 baby mamas. So something is, you know, but then when you say something is wrong with that brother, or something is wrong with that sister with 7 baby daddies, okay, when you say now you're being judgmental.
Now you're being judgmental.
You know, because how dare you say, well, I dare you take away from the money that they making and the material stuff that they making, to say that, to look at a character flaw, to identify a character flaw, to say that they not successful. Well, we're not saying they not successful in getting their money, but we saying they definitely is successful in making children, but they ain't successful in having no productive, loving household with a structure, with a spouse, with two spouses. Okay, where you need those energies to manage that, you know, because now culturally it's like, well, I could do it by myself. I make enough money. You know, that's you know what the ladies do, and then the fellas, I take care of all my kids, you know, because you buy them stuff, but you don't spend time with them. You're not there, you know. And I'm not talking about, you know, if you know, because we come from that, we come from the military. We're like, if you deployed and it's a sacrifice to be able to provide, to go. No, we talking about where it's like you got millions of dollars. Okay, we're not talking about the average man, average Joe. We talking about what did they call him? What was Joe Biden dude name? Joe the plumber.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about Joe the plumber. All right, we talking about somebody who got the financial resources to take care, to provide money monetarily, but that person, but that child never sees that man loving on their mother, and they don't put no value on that, you know. It's no value put on that, or even, you know, or whatever the relationship look like, where you have two people in there loving on each other, showing how, you know, how this is supposed to be, you know, how this is you need both. You need some, because this person ain't gonna always be right about everything. This person ain't gonna always be right about everything. They balancing each other, so they showing you how to coexist in an environment where there's some balance. And we'll say, well, they unsuccessful with that. It ain't that you looking for flaw, it's you being honest. But then they say, okay, well, you know, you picking and choosing. Well, you picking and choosing too. You picking what you want to look at as successful versus looking for a whole body of work, you know. And that's why I always like give credit to, like, even Will and Jada, Jay-Z, like, they not heroes, you know. Even Bill Cosby and his wife, Denzel and his wife, but they are successful Black people, all right, with a family, and they be with their families, and they showing you that, you know, no matter what we go through in the social media context or whatever we got going on, whatever, you know, even Charlemagne the God, he always be talking about me and my wife, and me and my wife and this, and my wife and that. That don't mean I agree with all his commentary that he talk about and all his opinions and everything like that. Nah.
Correct.
You know, but damn, but I can't give that brother some credit for being a father and a husband. I can't value that. I can't value that first over you valuing how much money he make or who he's sleeping with. And that's where I think that, you know, that that it becomes mythological, because we put all these different things in the front of it, and not focus on what's that American dream thing. What is the goal to be? The goal to be successful, right? To be to with a good job, a nice house, and plenty of money.
It's super simple.
Right. Right. You know,
Like,
you know, even he got the 2 children in there. So you admiring, you know, brother got a good job, brother got living good, he got his babies, going to school where he wanted to be, being educated, how he, you know what I'm saying? And he got some money. Like, okay. But I'm not looking at the things, you know. I'm not admiring the things, the you know, I'm looking at things you actually had to, like, you have to work to maintain. Not that you don't have to work to maintain to keep your money, but like you can get your money back. You ain't gonna get no good woman all the time. You can get your money back, but a good woman is hard to find. Okay, your children gonna be your children forever. Once you have them, they're gonna be your babies forever. All right, and you can have good kids or you can have some bad kids. You know, so I'm just like, and then what was the other thing they had in there too? A nice house. You can get another house. You know, like we was talking about earlier. One house, you can keep on leveling yourself up until you get to what you desire as your American dream. You know, if your American dream is yeah, I'm on this 40 acres with a double wide full of with on a quarter acre, right? But then I got 4.7 full of groceries,
Exactly.
you know, full of vegetation and livestock.
Yeah.
Right? Then hey, guess what? I got, that's my American dream. Because the house ain't the important thing. I just need shelter. But I need to make sure that my food, I don't have to run to the if they stop going to the grocery store saying y'all can't come here and get it no more. We ain't got it. The fuel too high. We can't get the food, or it's scarce, or it's this. Sorry, y'all, we ran out of this. We ran. People act like they ain't never seen that. Now, some people ain't never seen it though, God, but we seen it.
Yeah, no, we seen it.
Some people ain't never had the fortunate. They've been fortunate enough to not have to experience that, but we've seen that. We've been where the grocery store shelves are empty and closed before COVID. Okay. So we understand that these things can happen because they've happened before, you know, and that was nature. That was God working and Mother Nature working. That wasn't even, you know, a geopolitical conflict. That was just Mother Nature saying, nah, y'all ain't, no, that's it for right now.
For right now, that's it. And that was it.
You know, so I think this American dream has become a little bit mythological in some ways, you know, but it definitely isn't promised if you're not going to do the work. You know, like because we all have to do the work, and a lot of people don't realize that because I just don't think they desire to do the work to get there. I think it's easier to sit back and judge people and think, you know, rather than go and ask questions. And I think that's social media has done that too, with the faking it to make it.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that back up, because I was going to say social media has reinvigorated or took scam culture to a whole nother level, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Everybody want to sell you everything and everything. Everybody got to,
yeah, it's definitely getting out of hand. And y'all let us know what y'all think in the chat. You know, is the American dream more of a promise, ideal, or myth? You know, if you're rocking with some of the things we smoking on, with some of the insights, let us know, y'all. And yeah, smash that like button, please, and thank you. And before we get into our final question of the evening, it's time to jump into tonight's flavor bomb. So let's get into these
flavor bombs presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
All right, y'all. So we got a robot. We're gonna head over to China. We got a robot breaks the world record for a half a marathon. I don't know what a half a marathon is, but we're gonna check it out. But everybody knows
13.1.
13.1.
Yeah.
Okay. So a robot broke the world record. So robots are breaking records, y'all. They coming to take jobs and they breaking records. So it's looking crazy, man. It's not gonna be a hard not life no more. It's gonna be a hard bot life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hey, corny joke, but hey, it looked like it's coming. It's on the way. So we got 13 people making emergency backyard landing. That's a little different. It's like, how can 13 people make a emergency backyard landing? Were they in a spaceship? What were they doing? They jumped out of a airplane, paratroopers. No, but we're gonna go take a look at that story. It's a real cool story, y'all. It's a real cool story. And then we have a tragedy down in Shreveport, Louisiana, man. We're gonna send some love and condolences down there. 8 children were killed in a mass shooting. And it's so crazy because 50 Cent was just down there doing so much good. Shreveport is where he has his music studio, his film studio. And he was just down there like giving money from the Diddy documentary, donating, several hundreds of thousands to charities, to nonprofits for victims of DV and SA. So it seems like in this community, things are needed, that they need works of philanthropy like that. So shout out to 50 Cent in doing that. But we're gonna go down there and check out this very sad story.
Robots have outrun people at this year's Beijing half marathon, beating the human winners by more than 10 minutes. The robots raced alongside 12,000 men and women, running in a parallel track to avoid collisions. The winning machine, developed by Chinese smartphone brand Honor,
hold up, he getting it though. You see, he getting it right there.
Finished the race in 50 minutes and 26 seconds. That's several minutes faster than the half marathon world record set by Ugandan runner Jacob Kiplimo in Lisbon last month. Nearly half.
Hold up, they just said the robot is faster than the African. That's what I heard.
That's what they said.
They said the robot is faster than the African.
That's what they said. We got one.
We
got one.
It's over for us now. It's over. It's over because all the y'all men, shout out to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? They always been the fast, very fast. But we got Jesse Owens and Sha'Carri Richardson, you know what I'm saying, and a whole bunch of people in between. But Jackie Joyner Kersey, all them, man. But we always had some Africans who were always, the distance runners and things like that, and very fast. But not anymore. We got bots. We got bots.
The robots ran the 13-mile race autonomously, while others were remotely controlled. The race has highlighted the sector's rapid technological advances and is a stark difference to last year's inaugural human-robot run. The 2025 competition was riddled with mishaps, and most robots were unable to finish. Last year's winning robot recorded a time of 2 hours, 40 minutes, more than double the time of the human winner of the conventional race. China has the goal of becoming a powerhouse in this frontier industry. It has enacted a wide range of policies, from subsidies to...
That's crazy. They said that last year, in 2025, it took 2 hours to do it.
Yeah.
And now, and this year it was only like, 45 minutes or something like that?
And it was the inaugural race last year.
Mm-hmm. So that they've stepped up their production tremendously. Their progress, they're making super progress.
Right.
Infrastructure projects to cultivate local firms. While economically valuable applications of humanoid robots remain in trial phases, the marathon underlines their potential to reshape everything from dangerous jobs to combat on the battlefield.
Okay, yeah.
Here we go. Here we go, God. Here we is Dreadbot.
Oh my God.
They got the Dreadbot. This crazy.
And why he flat-footed? Why he ain't got the special feet?
He ain't got special feet. He flat-footed. Look. They going races with the bots early. Early. Great. You see how he walking right there? Like one time I had to go real bad. That's how I was walking. That's how I look at that.
Taking very efficient steps.
I had to go real bad. I was like, hope I make it. Hope I make it to the toilet before I go.
No moment, no music. That's crazy.
7点半，没关系，现在结束。
Look at the little mini bot. They might be selling these soon right here. They probably gonna come out with these first. Get your little robot just to run around. Look how he look like he running to this like it's a little gallop. Crazy. What you think, guy? What you think? These robots, they come into town.
They here. They look like they're here, God. I see the little robot dolls the police be using and stuff. The little videos with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said something crazy. Like that's a hell of an advancement between last year and this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the news lady said herself, potential military use.
Early.
Right. And I'm like, man, like, so that thing went from fun and cute. Because at first, before she said that, I was like, I could see people like using these bots to like to run marathons for them, right? Like, you know, like turn that into like a remote control. Yeah, it'd be less physical, but more. You know what I'm saying? Like just
a toy. You talking about a toy?
A toy, but thinking about the future with the whole
competition
robot, like with the drones and with the airplanes and stuff like that, and
the cars.
Cars.
Yeah,
right,
I got a buddy who do the cars, who do the electric cars, and they got a whole course. And he took me to one of them places one time.
It's not bull. It's not BS, bro. It's real deal.
Nah. Yeah, but
right, so that's what I thought about originally. But then when she said the military, I was like, man, whoever dropped them things in somebody's city first wins.
Because where do you shoot them at? You know, like we gotta know where to shoot them, because if they make them waterproof, it's like they could swim.
Yo, so
they could storm the shores and then just pull out the rifle, kind of like iRobot, like it's really coming to life, and they could just pull out the.
Because what Dreadbot showed me was I don't need these eye sockets for visuals, right? That's what Dreadbot showed me. They don't need to see in front of their face, right? Because somebody's controlling that. So if like they waterproof, like that's kind of it's fire, it's dope, it's cute, it's super futuristic, but in realism, thinking about where we live and the times that we living in right now, super scary. Because where do you shoot that?
I know, that's what I would like to know.
Like you can't and you can't even outrun it because it's gonna maintain a pace, right? So it's not breathing. So that whole that gallop you said it had that it's gonna that the whole time.
Yeah, that's why I asked immediately. Immediately,
The whole time it's gonna do that. Son.
Where do you shoot it? Because I already knew running was not an option.
But there's nowhere to run.
There's nowhere to run. That's coming through a wall and everything. Like
that's literally adjacent.
Yeah, where do you shoot
it? And even if you running faster, like that, look like he walking you down. That like that's he coming, like coming through walls, like going through fences, all that shit. Like, yeah, like you got.
You got without a gat. You know, and it does, it changes the face of modern warfare, you know, like it does.
Warfare, policing, everything.
You know, yeah, it does. It's it makes me happy that I don't do crime. You know,
big facts.
Because man, that's not who you want knocking at your door, you know. And man, it's crazy though, but it is interesting to see the evolution of it.
At the same time, you probably have a lot less deaths with police officer shootings if the robot is there, because the robot's not going to get scared.
That's true. That's true.
The robot might actually wait to take a bullet before it actually fires first.
Yeah, that's why. I guess that's so. No, don't turn my question into a criminal question. I wasn't asking criminally. I was asking to protect the shores of my homeland. You know, if we get invaded, that's Chinese technology. Who knows if they want to?
And that's what I'm saying. Whoever got that, whoever dropped that first, and I'm saying they got it and they the enemy. But everything we got come from China. Like, man.
We don't have, but I was looking, we don't have a robot Olympics like that. You know, we're not advancing the technology like that.
We kind of need to. We kind of need to start. They got one. Like we at least 2 years behind for all I'm concerned.
Parents out there with babies, you know, we need that football and we need that sports energy for robots, for robotics. You know, we need some young robotics engineer clubs, you know, for real.
Yo, because they just allowed the robot to break human records, right? That's the next thing. Like that's the rock'em sock'em robots, like in real life, right? Instead of boxing matches and instead of UFC, well, I don't know. Humans still like to see other humans fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think boxing.
But I do think that it will sit right next to WWE. I think a rock.
I don't know. They're gonna have to get them. They're gonna have to get them some weaponry, you know.
Kind of like the monster truck shows. They got a pretty big following.
Well, no, like weaponry though. Like I think,
yeah.
They need to get a robot some weaponry. Like, you know, like give them some laser.
Oh man,
some laser.
So now you talk about terrain and stuff.
Yeah, you know, take them out in the desert and make it a whole.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
like, the whole thing.
Like I watched that. You know,
I watched that too.
The bot wars. You know,
real bot wars.
You know, Team Google versus Team Amazon or Team Elon. You know, Team X versus Team, you know, whoever is putting the money in this technology. Yeah, like that would be dope.
For no other reason than they got them joints in China, and that'd be a horrible thing for them to drop them joints over here, and they start bombing on us.
Yeah, you talking about for a war?
Yeah,
that's why I want to know where to shoot them because because we would have to take arms.
Like, where's the battery at? Like,
yeah, we would have to take arms, you know. But then if they start putting metal plates on them, they start making them bulletproof.
Yeah,
you know, then hopefully you got some armor piercing ammo, and that's gonna be or 50 cal.
Yeah.
You know, so that's gonna be because 9mm 45 shells that ain't gonna work. You know, I don't even think 223s or 556 or 726. Any of that stuff is going to work if they, you know. So you would have to be accurate with.
You got to know where to shoot.
Yeah, you gotta know where to shoot. That's what I want to know. That's because that's the first thing hit my brain. Like, hold up, China. You know, I hated to think in game for the U.S., but I'm just like, hey, you know.
Yo, son, like when she said it,
I'm traumatized.
Like you heard what I was thinking. I was thinking about, you know, robot. They gonna run for me for the marathon, right? But that lady said a potential war use. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, lady.
Well, they just letting us know. They putting the world on notice. Like it ain't all fun and gold medals and Guinness Books of Records right now, you know. So like enjoy this while the funk lasts, because you know if they decide to, I can't believe that they're investing all of this money into this technology just for what what they're showing us. They never, you know, you never would show your military capability advancements, you know, because that's like secret tech knowledge. So they wouldn't do that. So she dropped that little jewel letting us know, like, guess what? This ain't it. we showing y'all the runners. We ain't showing y'all the gunners. You know,
right.
So definitely y'all be mindful of that. And yeah, some fun stuff though.
Yeah.
It's a crazy sight and one you don't expect to see, a hot air balloon landing in a backyard.
Looks like it was a pretty good landing. It's exactly what happened to a family in Temecula this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell joining us live now with this ABC7 exclusive. Amy.
Well, that's right, Jory and Nico. We have that exclusive video, and it's incredible. There are so many ways this could have gone wrong, but somehow this hot air balloon landed safely, and no one was injured.
Hold up, sidebar though, God, real quick, because I have never met a sister named Amy. Definitely not her age.
I was gonna talk about the sister too, God. Go ahead.
Do you think that's her news name? That's or that's what or is that what her mama named her?
That's a social media personality. That's probably what her mom named her.
I have never in my life met a sister named Amy.
Might be her middle name or something. And she look older too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, from that generation, that's like mama them, like none of them. Those was Carol's and Helen's and, you know, and maybe a Cheryl, but not no Amy.
What I was gonna say about the sister is her new 7 thing, her pendant, and her whole everything about her making her look like she on a crew of Star Trek. Like she
she did. She was very neat, you know. She was very neat, you know. Shout out to Amy. We're gonna get back to Amy.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
It wasn't the landing anyone expected, but somehow a hot air balloon carrying 13 people landed in the backyard of a Temecula home.
Hi, everybody.
The homeowner was watching television around 8:30 Saturday morning when a neighbor knocked on his door.
Go and answer the door. This guy's like, they just landed in your backyard. I'm like, what?
Oh my God. And then Hunter and his wife Jenna, who had been in another room at the time, went outside.
So I go into the backyard and I open the sliding glass door and there's a basket full of 13 people in my backyard. The pilot, he was masterful, you know. He got it like right down inside, like directly into the backyard where there was nothing, like the balloon didn't catch on anything, no one was injured.
The homeowners say the hot air balloon pilot told them the wind died, forcing him to make an emergency landing.
You can kind of see in the video of how they came in, and he kind of just plopped straight down and was moving very slowly.
I run to the back and there's a whole group of people that are just waving at me. And I'm like, oh my God. So the sound I heard was the flames. And I'm like, Hi.
Hi.
And on top of all that, there was no damage. I have a feeling those homeowners and those passengers are going to become really good friends. Just an incredible story.
I'm getting Betty, Ethel. You know, I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting maybe even a Miranda, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting Amy, you know. You know, maybe even a Jesse, you know.
Reporting live, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
They must have felt like someone was playing a joke on them. They're just going.
That ain't your real name, girl. shout out to Amy Powell, man. That's not your. I believe that's her real last name. I know some black folk named Powell, but I'm talking about Amy though, man. And she got to be every bit about. I'm gonna be kind, but you know,
older than us.
She older than us. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, that ain't it. Dang, what you do, guy, when you come out the house? You come out the back and you see a basket of humans attached to a balloon.
Like, besides clutch and let the dogs go, like, like that's all I was thinking about. Like that whole high, I'm like, I just can't imagine, like, just plopping down, just in my backyard. I'd be scared to death. So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I pop out like, y'all want some water or something?
You know, some water? And the people that hot air balloon talking about high.
Yeah, they
I'm like, everybody just way too calm about this situation. Like we just fell from the damn sky.
Did the stork bring y'all or something? Y'all ain't babies.
They talking about, hi guys, we just landed in your backyard. Nah, you just fell, apparently.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, God.
Let's head down to Louisiana.
Responded to a shooting that occurred just after 6 a.m. In doing so, we've determined that this was a domestic call in nature. The responding officers located a crime scene here in the 300 block of West 79th Street, and this is a rather extensive crime scene spanning between two residences here. There is also another residence on Harrison Street that is part of this crime scene as well. Right now, we have at least 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police Patrol officers got behind that vehicle and a chase ensued. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased. We do believe him to be the only individual that fired gunshots at these locations here.
Yeah, that's enough of that right there.
Yeah. Rest in power to everybody and involved in that. That was
oh man,
that was a lot.
I'm glad they got him.
That's a lot.
I'm glad they got him. All them babies. Over a domestic dispute. What was it worth?
Yeah, no, I got it.
A domestic dispute. What kind of domestic dispute caused 8 children to lose their lives? And I be trying to tell people, man, be thankful that you don't live in these places. But everybody want to be so gangster and so tough. Condolences to the family of all those babies who lost their lives. And we got to do better, y'all. I swear we got to do better. Because this is becoming our Black history. This is becoming our American dream. We gonna do something different. Or we gonna say, well, that wasn't us. Well, that wasn't in my neighborhood. Is that what we doing? And people will watch this, don't have no compassion for it because they so desensitized. And then call somebody else a F ninja or a lame or a goofy. Man, we gotta do better than that. We gotta do better. Condolences to the family. It's just sad. Super sad, man. Like, we got to do better than that. And I'm glad that law enforcement was able to respond and remove that person from this planet. Because they ain't deserve to be here.
You've just been flavor bombed, and now back to our show.
So if you just joining us, y'all, or been rocking out with us, we appreciate it. We've been smoking on the American dream. And we are at our final question of the evening. Is the American dream bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know in the chat or in the comments below, depending on when you're watching the show. And make sure to smash that like button, y'all, please. With sugar on top. The God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. What you got for us, God?
Misunderstood totally. You know, the fact that it's an idea in itself makes it misunderstood, because we all have our own brains, we all have our own thoughts, we all have our own ideas, we all have our own desires, requirements, right? So to think that there's a one thing that once we all get this one thing, then we will have that, right? Even when looking at the definitions, the only constant that thing that every definition had was hard work, right? That's the one thing that every last thing had. If you was pursuing your happiness, a good job or a nice house or the children, everything suggested that, no, didn't suggest, everything explicitly said that you need to do hard work, right? And hard work is up for debate right now, right? Because somebody think that if I'm a video game streamer for 18 hours a day, then I put in hard work, and you may have if you got your content game up and you got your ad game up and or whatever that goes, right? That is a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of energy, right? Um, but there's levels to everything, right? If you're not on that level and you think you can just set your phone up and just go, and then all the money just gonna fall out the sky, and all you gotta do is just keep your phone running, you know. So yeah, I think it's misunderstood. I think there's too many variables for what you think is success and what I think is success, especially if we get the opportunity to look at each other and express our opinions on each other's success or lack thereof. I think as long as we can express that, it makes it too confusing, right? Because it's not the same. Because it's going to be like, man, if I was you, I'll be doing this. If I was you, I'll be doing that. Man, if I had your hand, right? If I had your money, if I had this. So that's why I say for me it's misunderstood, right? Because even it morphed from the white picket fence, and it morphed, but not really, right? Because even when you look at all the words, everything still comes down to making sure that you have enough of what you and your family need, and plenty of enough, right? So yeah, but I think it's misunderstood. I think people come here and they have an expectation that they can get on food stamps in the welfare system, and taxpayer dollars will help them until they're up on their feet, right? And I think that, and it sounds like it look like it might be true for the most part. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come here, and a lot of people get assistance that don't have to work until they get on their feet, and then they open up businesses, right? So, um, so I don't know. Yeah, it's misunderstood from my perspective, God.
No doubt. I agree that it's very misunderstood. And it has changed. You know, I think that it is some goodness to them. I do think it's good too, because a happy way of living that can be achieved by working hard and becoming successful. I think that we all have a idea of that. You know, it isn't always cookie cutter. It isn't always, you know, a straight path to it. You know, it takes work, you know, and but I do agree with the things that you said about it being misunderstood, is because, you know, it's so many other things that are thrown in there, you know, that just pollute things and just make it to where they distractions, you know, between the social medias, between the music, between the movies, between the television shows, between the real life events, like the sad thing we just watched. It's just like, it's just so much stuff that just gets in the way of, if you really not focused, if you really don't have a plan, if you really don't have a true desire to get there and be disciplined and say, you know what, I have to navigate this way. Like, I don't care if you understand why my life look like this, you know, because I have to get there. I have a place where I'm trying to be at. I have a goal I'm trying to obtain. I have a American dream that is my vision, and this is what I need it to look like. You know, if you don't do that, then that's where all the misunderstandings come in, because you start looking like you're not thankful for your blessings. You know, you start looking like you're not really thankful for your struggles, for your lows, and appreciating your highs. And you know, that is just like that it's that sense, like you said earlier, that entitlement of, you know, when I think I'm supposed to have this because, you know, just like
because I think I'm supposed to have it.
Because I just think I'm supposed to have it, like in the fantasy world. But you know, and I think that's where I agree that's where it gets it all misunderstood. So I'm gonna go with the good. If we focusing on the key things, you know, and overall as a collective, just culturally, it is just absolutely misunderstood because what is it? We got a definition, but there is no defined picture.
Yo, God, I just thought about something. Like that definition that they gave everyone that we saw for the American dream. Like if that's real, and because to me that those things seem so basic and regular that those should be every country's dream, right? Like those things should be like everybody's standard, and the fact that that's not, and that's something that's solely or specifically America, like that's, I don't know, that says a lot.
I mean, but you know, here everything all this stuff costs. You know,
everything costs.
Yeah, that's what a nice house, 2 children, right? That's why you need to have plenty of money.
Gotta have plenty of money. Yeah, because it all costs.
Because it all costs here.
And you can have it as long as you're willing to work to maintain it.
Yeah. You can't have it. You can't have it. So that's all we got. Like we say, y'all, every time. You know, we not the gurus, but if you find something in the ashtray that you like, pick it up and have a smoke. If not, leave something for somebody else to come by and puff on. And man, like, we hope that you got something valuable from tonight's exchange of insights. And yeah, we smoking on the American dream tonight, y'all. Our questions were, what do you think of when you hear the words the American dream? How do you think people should approach the American dream as a goal in today's cultural and economic climate? Has social media changed how we define or measure the American dream? Is the American dream more of a promise, idea, myth, or something in between? And is the American dream bad, good, or misunderstood? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. We respond to all the comments, y'all. And don't forget to head on over there to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the God Ali Dawood El. And also, don't forget to subscribe at DBCHEFTV to win. Put your name in the hat, y'all, to win $100. Y'all supporting us, hanging out with us, so we want to show you some love back. So when you do that, you put your name in the hat, and we announce the winner each and every third Sunday of the month right here on Cigar Sundays Live. We want to thank everybody once again for pulling up with us. So much love, so much love, so much love to all of y'all. And we want all of you to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week. And we will see y'all right here next time. Cigar Sundays Live each and every Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast time with myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God Ali Dawood El at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude. At Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.